My name is Michael Aguilera. You can follow me. I'm kind of all over on Aguilera Comedy. So Aguilera Comedy.
Lou Gamba, Lou.Gamba.
Srishti Sharma, Srishti7337.
All right, I'm Danny Meyerend. Instagram, TikTok, everything is Danny.Meyerend.
This is Jay Jennings, comic Jay Jennings.
My name is Rachel Rogers, and that is also what I go by. Or you can follow me at No Rhyme for Rachel.
Hi, AJ Norris. You can find me on Instagram at actually AJ Art.
My name is Bo Johnson, and I'm online at Bo Johnson Comedy.
Okay, I'm Rick Taylor, and my handle on Instagram is rick.taylor.usa.
I'm Lucy Tollefson, and I'm at Lucy T Comedy.
My name is Olia Panich. Handle is I.M.Olia.
Chase Murphy, Chase M Comedy.
I would say 8 months.
About 8.5 years.
Damn, what's it been? A year and a half now? Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah, I started end of summer 2022. Yeah, so it's been this summer, it'll be 2 years.
About 2.5 years.
This month's actually be my 2 years. So
Give or take 3.5 years, I'd say.
I started comedy in 2016, but I did take 2020 off, so I guess 7 years, give or take.
Technically 30 years, but I took some breaks.
This will be my 3rd year doing comedy, but only my 1st year in Seattle.
I've been doing comedy 10 years now.
I have been doing comedy for almost 14 years. I've been putting on comedy shows for about 13 of those years.
A little over 2 years.
I think when I featured in Comedy Nest recently, that was my longest set of 20 minutes, and a lot of my friends came and a lot of my followers came, so I was really surprised at that.
I got to headline a show for the first time last year, and that was cool. I did close to 40 minutes, and it just went well. It was at Nate Jackson's in Tacoma, and a bunch of my friends came out, and it was a good time. I was a little nervous, but I did it, and I was like, hold on, I think I could do this.
best night in comedy was the night I met Jay Jennings. It's been uphill ever since. Nah, that's a lie. I actually regret meeting Jay Jennings. I was hosting 4 sold out shows at Laughs for Rene Vaca. That shit was fucking tight. It was all my people. I'm from Los Angeles, so having raza there, Chicanos and shit, fucking. I think we broke the fucking, he broke, because he fucking sold it out. He fucking broke the alcohol record sales at Laughs. Shout out my alcoholics.
It wasn't that long ago. I was in the Seattle International Comedy Competition, and I went up at Lincoln Theater. It's up north in Mount Vernon, and that was the best crowd reaction I ever had in my life. It was just, they loved me, and there was a lot of applause breaks, and I was just blown away.
We did a big show out in North Bend a couple of years ago that we filled up the North Bend Theater and whatnot. It was a good time.
I'm probably working with Rob Green and the Stand Up Live in Phoenix.
It was probably actually here at Club Comedy. I did my first feature weekend for Corey Michaelis, who we both lived at Everett at that time too, so I was able to give him a ride home back after. It was super dope. It was just a really tight-knit weekend. I got to do 5 smashing 20-minute sets in a row. It was dope. Yeah, it was just a good weekend.
I did a strip show before, and I think that was one of my best nights because I made a lot of tips, and it was just really freeing to be naked. I wouldn't think I'd ever feel that confident to do that, but
You were naked on a show?
I went down to my panties, yes. So
Lucy!
everyone saw my titties, but they also liked my jokes, and it was it's nice to be recognized for both,
I think that there's too many different answers. A recent show that was really good, I was in St. Louis about a month ago, and I was in the small room of the club. So there's a 90-seat room, and then there's a 300-seat room, and the 90-seat room did not have very good sound insulation, so you could hear the bigger room, and the headliner in the bigger room was an Australian puppet named Randy Feltface, and so I during the 2 shows, because of the circumstances, I had to talk about what was going on. And the second night of shows, I closed by doing all of the new material I'm working on with a sock on my hand. And one of the managers grabbed the guy who has Randy, and Randy was in the back watching unbeknownst to me, and he brought the puppet on stage, and there was a brief exchange, and it was the first, like, I'd say more genuine, true standing ovation I got to stand at.
Gosh, I don't know. There have been so many. When you run the club, you get to enjoy so many good nights with so many people, and you get to see so many other people like achieve their goals alongside you. I think I've seen and done so many fun things in this, I couldn't even narrow it down to one thing.
I think it was April 26th last year, right here in Club Comedy. Completely unplanned, and somehow my 3-minute bit was totally organic, amazing, and I felt really good, and it was just great. I don't know how else to describe it. It was just very organic and unusually not scary.
The best night in comedy was here, actually. A lady brought her Tinder date and she was heckling the entire night. And so I ended up being the one to get her to get up and walk. So getting to yell at her and everyone cheering me on, it was great. That doesn't happen very often. I would say open mic, there was nobody there, and the bartender burnt the fries in the back, so the entire bar is smoked out, and I'm doing 4 minutes of the worst comedy you've ever heard, and it smells like burnt fries.
What was the worst one? Fuck, I don't actually, no, yeah, because it's going to be associated with names, and I don't want to fucking. It was at El Corazon downtown. I'm going to leave it there.
All right, okay.
It was terrible.
I don't think I've had a very, very bad night. Like, I think at the very worst, I was like physically sick and like had some like work stuff, like my day job, and I was stressed and I was worried that I have come late and the person hosting or producing would mind it. But people have been kind. People have been kind.
Yeah, and then the worst night was that very same night, because they put me in last place, the judges. But that's okay, because the crowd was chanting like, you got screwed. They weren't really chanting that, but after the show, people were like,
You felt that. You read their lips.
totally, yeah. But so it happened like the same night. No, it's okay. I still have a good memory from it.
Probably the time I got really hyped about a joke and then it just bombed entirely and you just want to cry a little bit. But it's okay. You just got to keep moving. It's all right.
Yeah, and now let's talk about the worst night in comedy. To immediately like humble myself. I think there was a show I did, and it was probably 4 people in the room, and it was in the back of a bar, like full overhead lights, no music to bring anybody up, just me staring at 4 white people between 50 and 70, talking about my prostate, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well, and it's those nights where you're like, maybe comedy was a terrible decision. Maybe this was a bad idea. But you keep it moving. Yeah.
Oh, keep it pushing like the prostate.
Yeah.
Getting bumped to the Improv because Damon Wayans showed up and he went on for 2 hours. And then obviously there was no point in continuing the show after that.
Oh, I brought a first date to Luke Severide's show up in Arlington. Bar show. My trans ass is trying to do a bunch of queer jokes for these people who are not fucking having it. And my date, who very much matched the demographic of our audience, he hung in there. No, he hung in there. He was good. He split some nachos with me after. I mean, I worked hard for those nachos, bro. I worked hard. That was my roughest, like, okay, best 20-minute set, that was nothing. The one in Arlington, dude, I was suffering. I was suffering through that set. I was like begging for that light.
Probably one of the worst, I don't know if it's the worst night in comedy, but the worst show I've done I said the worst night and the worst show are two different things, because the worst night is maybe doing poorly on a good show. This was just a bad show. I went to Los Angeles to do this like weed-themed show at the end of a cannabis convention, and it was partially bad because I'd never been paid like $700 to do stand-up before, which is not a ton, but to me that was like a lot. And so I was expecting it to be fun as well, because often these shows are a good time. But the after party for the convention was at 11 p.m. in a warehouse with no seating and phosphorescent lighting. It was like the size of an airplane hangar, and people just wanted to party and hang out. And so it was just a train wreck of a show. There was an intermission with a rapper in the middle, and then everyone had to get high and do a second set. It was just a 90-minute, everyone bombed.
Probably one that I just don't even remember because it was just like a shitty mic that I got too drunk at or something, you know, like something like that. Because I feel like now, even when I have like shows that aren't like crazy packed or, you know, whatever, I still feel like it's not the worst that's ever happened, but I can't remember what the worst that ever happened was. I blocked it out.
Oh my God, worst night in comedy is the same worst night you have all had. You're the headliner. It's a bar show. Nobody there wants to listen. They don't turn the TVs off. You have to get up and do 45 minutes. Nobody wants to listen to you. We've all done that show. So I also don't think there's one of those. I don't think there's one worst night in comedy for any of us. There are several worst nights in comedy for many of us.
Also here. But it's not their fault. I realized that I forgot a joke in the middle of my set, but I didn't remember. I couldn't remember which one it was, and I was trying not to panic while telling other jokes, and because of that, like starting from the middle of my set, it became very technical, and I lost my feeling in it. Also, don't know how to describe it. I'm green. I'm new. It got weird in the middle, but it wasn't bad. It was just uncomfortable, but I don't think anyone else besides me realized it, so still good.
Comedy goals for 2024 is to do a lot more open mics and just enjoy and have a good time and let this be the space that my therapist doesn't get paid for.
To do some festivals and, get out of town more. I've been in school, so I haven't been like full into comedy, but I feel like I'm getting back to that point, and just to keep doing that and write more jokes and
I'm actually hoping to record an album this year. One thing I've done, I'm an audio engineer by trade, and so I have recorded and produced some great albums for other people, and I'm kind of hoping to get that done for myself sometime during the 2024 year here.
Just do more comedy, write more jokes, be less scared to do new jokes.
Getting on more regular shows, a weekend at Laughs, weekend here, or at least a showcase here.
I'd say just getting it up as much as possible, trying to build the skill set. Maybe do some... Nothing. There's nothing. I don't got anything. Just get better. I don't want to set myself up for failure with these goals.
Get my album. I did an album like a year and a half ago, and getting it released this year would be great. And then I need like more material, I did my album and I still don't have 45 minutes. I've got like maybe 15 new, so I got to get back up to there.
The less controllable goal, I would love to get on late night this year, and if not that, I'd love to reach like 100,000 on Facebook and Instagram.
I don't know, write better. I know, it's just like sometimes I write something and I'm like, oh, this was so clever, and then I say it out loud and I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not even taking that to the open mic. That shouldn't have even left my brain. I don't know, this year my goal for writing is be more than than your labels, Yeah, no more like queer jokes, no more like gay, no, we're just writing jokes this year. We're just writing jokes.
This year, I'd like to headline some more shows. I know I'm still early in terms of like comedy career and stuff, but I do have one headlining gig in June where I think I'm gonna do like 35 minutes, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, also I wanna do some more shows in New York. Like I'm from Brooklyn, but I started doing comedy in Seattle. So I wanna get back home and start doing some shows out there. So I think those are the comedy goals for 2024.
I'm producing my first show next month, so that was one of my goals. I want to get on Laughs. Seems like the thing to be on. I want to get on Don't Tell. Yeah, those are 3 very lofty goals. I think it's like 5-year goals.
Get booked more. I do want to travel more and shit, so that'll be tight. Just get up more, just get booked more. Work new shit, because I'm also getting tired of my old shit, and yeah, just write more. Yeah, write more. That's probably the main one. I'm gonna move it up. Right more.
I don't know if it's advice, but it's just more like, just don't try to rush things, you'll get there. You know, eventually your personality comes out on stage. At first it's like you're telling the jokes, you gotta memorize, and then eventually you start being yourself on stage, and that's when it really gets fun, so yeah.
Why didn't you fucking start sooner? Why? No, seriously, I mean, yeah, I've always been fucking trying to get into like comedy or writing and like doing skits and shit, and yeah, no, why?
Yeah. Little baby Lucy, stop getting so fucking drunk, you dumb bitch. You don't need to be drunk to go on stage. You can get drunk after the show, okay? That's my comedy advice to me when I started comedy.
Believe in yourself, because you can do this.
I would say just believe more in your jokes and don't stress out. I think like even in the future it works out. So like now I stress out less. Like I think that's best for comedy, and having a day job helps.
You don't have to say yes to every gig. You really don't. I have taken gigs that for like $10 to go to the middle of nowhere for a drink ticket and ended up worse off than coming into it. So yeah, like leave those rough bar shows like that are outside your sleep schedule. Just leave them on the table. It's okay. Like you don't have to give a reason. You can just say no. Like just stand up for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. Stand up for yourself. Don't get played.
Yes, all right.
That's
I think honestly, try some shit on stage. I know that's like very basic advice, but I feel like I get so in my head about workshopping things and like talking to different friends about it. Like, what about this tag? You just gotta get on stage and just do it. Try and just do it 4 times in a row. Try a different tag each time. See what works, what doesn't. But yeah, I think that's what stopped me a little earlier. So I'm just like, no, it's not ready. It's not ready. But how you know if it's ready? Just gotta do it. And so yeah, I think that would have been helpful to know a little earlier.
It will never be not scary. You don't have to be perfect to start, and you're funnier than you think. Am I crying? Oh yeah, I am way funnier than I thought. This is the good part.
I would remind my younger self, like, if you're gonna do this, just remember that a great reward comes with great struggle, and it's a huge struggle, and you're gonna struggle, everybody does, and you're gonna have to learn to deal in a world that's full of high highs and low lows with very little in between. I wish I'd have known more about that before I started into any entertainment industry I've ever been in.
Don't be afraid, just keep going. It doesn't matter if it sucks, it's not for them. Sometimes it's for you.
Don't put too much emphasis on anything that you do, because if you're doing this for the long run, it's just about reps.
Shout out my boy Juan Forno. We started this production company. It's called Que Chiste Productions, Chiste Comedy Productions. We got this festival, Que Chiste Comedy, up here in Seattle. It's gonna be up September. I don't have the dates right now. And then there's gonna be a festival in Portland, and then I think one in Canada. But yeah, shout out Juan Forno, Que Chiste Comedy. We're gonna be going down to San Diego at the end of the month, LA. We're gonna just keep fucking taking over. Fuck it.
I'll be appearing in my apartment later tonight and every night for the foreseeable future, so be sure to catch me there.
Comedy-wise, come catch me at Crave 80s, first and third Tuesdays of the month. Otherwise, hit up my Instagram page for commissions. I'm usually open. Love doing cartoony stuff. I've just done a big piece for SFUF, a local festival, so check out my art there and hit me up if you are interested in commissioning a personal piece.
No, just follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Come see my shows. I'm all over Seattle. Let me think. I am doing a show in Portland.
There we go. Because I'm covering Portland.
Yeah, I'm doing the show. It's shout out to this dude Tanner. He runs a show. At I think it's called Underbar.
It's at Underbar.
At Underbar. Just Friends. That's the one. Yeah, it's a good show to plug. That's the show I'm gonna headline in a couple months. Yeah, come out, show some love.
Just look me up. I need a YouTube follower, so it's just Lou Gamba Comedy.
I'm going to be doing like Rip City Comedy Festival, so if you're in Portland. Otherwise, I'm around Seattle a lot. Just follow me on Instagram. I always post about what my shows are and stuff like that. So
Yeah, my show, which is next month in Comedy/Bar, 11th April. It's also my birthday. So if you want to get me a birthday gift, it's called Family Friendly, and you get to bring a family member for free. The tagline is bring your family for free, make them pay in other ways, and it's going to be a fun take on family jokes.
Open mics here, they're great. Everybody should come and see us. It's amazing. We're funny so hard. Then it's like 33 of us every time. It's just super fun and super fast and just fun. It's fun to do and to watch.
I got a bunch of clips on Bo Johnson Comedy, including a 9-minute video of the Randy Feltface thing that was mentioned.
Well, the club, of course. I mean, we're here at Club Comedy Seattle. We're Seattle's #1 stand-up comedy experience. You should come and see us. Every Tuesday through Sunday, we do 6 nights of great shows here, including what Doris has covered the last couple nights. Our mic nights are very fun here, especially on Wednesday. We run a huge curated list that's bent towards the people who actually work here. We have a long roster of comics in the local community of work here, and they get priority for our list on Wednesdays, so it's a really fast, fun show where if you don't like what you're seeing, you 3 more minutes and you will like it, we promise. So yeah, come see us at Club Comedy Seattle. We're up here on 15th Avenue East on Seattle's Capitol Hill, where the parking is a lot easier than in other parts of the hill or other parts of the city, and we always have a lot of fun here. I'm sure a lot of the comics can attest to that.
Miss Caroline McDaniel, and my handle is usually Yep, I'm Caroline. Okay. Or my full name. Since I was a wee lad, little baby. I told my friend yesterday that I was worried that I was going to get physically assaulted on stage as soon as I got up there. And he was like, that's an irrational fear. And I'm like, I don't know. It could happen.
It is an irrational fear. We have security and protocols and other comedians.
I guess start doing comedy. Do it for free anyway for my friends. And, you know, maybe one day.
Go.
So,
Okay.
So yeah, start.
I definitely think you should come back Tuesday for their Chuckle Bucket. Throw your name in.
Okay.
Prepare 3 minutes.
Okay.
And next Tuesday, come out. Okay?
Okay, I've been challenged.
You have been challenged. Now you gotta come out, okay?
Okay.
Because this is gonna go on YouTube.
Oh my God.